Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. Today I am here with another collection update, and I'm going to be talking about all of the new items I picked up in the month of September. So lots of new releases, but other than new releases, or on top of new releases, there are just other things I grabbed new here. Honestly, the first half of this video is going to be like a Big Lots haul, and then the second half I'll jump into all the other items I picked up. So lots to share, excited to get into it. Before we do though, if you could hit that like button down below, that engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my Blu-ray haul for the month of September. So I'll start with everything that I ended up getting from Big Lots. Now, most of these items were on clearance, and I had a 20% off coupon to use, so I figured I would grab some things for some, cheap prices. The first one here looks ridiculous, but this is Dino Croc. The reason I grabbed it, Costas Mandylor, of course, from later in the Saw series. Like, I love Costas Mandylor. He's ridiculous and amazing. So, because he is starring in this, I had to grab this one. Of course, this looks like Dollar Tree trash, but I don't care. This looks like a lot of fun to me. So, excited to check out Dino Croc. It just looks like it's going to be fun, and it has Costas Mandylor. What's not to love here? Next up is another one that I was waiting to go on clearance because basically I got it for a Dollar Tree price with Lou Diamond Phillips. This is Carney. So this is part of the Man-Eater series, which I have a kind of embarrassing amount of Man-Eater series films in my collection. And so I would love to have all of them at some point, and this is one that sounded interesting. Basically, this carnival comes to town, and like these creatures appear from this carnival. Sounds super weird. Lou Diamond Phillips is in it, so that's interesting. But the real reason I wanted it is because it was part of the Man-Eater series, and it dropped down to like $1.50, plus I get 20% off of that. So can't beat the price on this. This one is Carney from the Man-Eater series. Alright, moving over to Blu-ray now. The first handful here are all family films. My daughter was with me and she wanted some of these, so I ended up picking up Stuart Little. Now, this is a good movie. I've seen this quite a long time ago now, but I've always enjoyed it. Of course, our talking mouse, and I believe it's Michael J. Fox. Yeah, Michael J. Fox plays Stuart Little. I used to like the books of these, if I'm not mistaken, when I was younger. So yeah, just a really good film, and I'll just keep going because a lot of these are, like I said, family movies. The next one here is The Smurfs, another one. You can see the clearance sticker on it. So this was another one my daughter grabbed, but I really like this movie. I think it is hilarious. I've seen it once or maybe even twice now at this point, and I've always had a really good time with it. So I was happy to add Smurfs to the collection, and now I want to get the rest of the series, which I will get whichever one of them is at Big Lots. So I'm just waiting for it to drop to clearance, and I'll pick that one up. And then the other one here is B-Movie. Another one. I really enjoy this one. It's not like my favorite of the animated films, but I like it. Jerry Seinfeld, of course, is playing our main character, and it's just fun. It's really cute. And it's a little long and goes kind of places you wouldn't expect, if I remember right with this one. I think that was part of my review on this one. But yeah, it's still a good movie. I really enjoyed B-Movie. So those were the three family films. Hugo was another one I grabbed. I guess this would also technically fall under the family film category. But I was really surprised when I looked and I found out I didn't have this one in my collection. This, of course, is Martin Scorsese. It's supposed to be amazing. I've yet to see this one, but I've heard really great things about it. So excited to get into this. Another one for the family collection, I suppose. But yeah, excited for Hugo. Outside of the family films, I also found this one on clearance. This is Into the Storm, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a found footage disaster film. Now, why this was something I wanted to add to my collection is because this was actually filmed in Detroit. It was at the very tail end of when like all the movies were being filmed in this area, but then a new governor cut that film credit that they were getting, and the movie industry left. Now, what's also cool is I actually auditioned for a role in this movie. It was for like a tiny role with one one line, but obviously I didn't get it. But yeah, I thought it was just fun to audition for, and so I figured, yeah, let's add that one to the collection. It was called F5, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was called when I was auditioning for it, but they eventually turned it into the Storm. So anyway, excited to have Into the Storm in the collection now. Next up is one that I passed up multiple times when it was at Big Lots in the past, but it dropped down to $1.25. So with the 20% off, even cheaper than Dollar Tree. This is The Fighter. It has a great cast. I mean, Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg is in this, and it's a boxing movie. So I'm sure I'll enjoy it once I get around to it. And I figured why not for the low price of cheaper than the Dollar Tree. So I think that's a pretty cool price for this one. This is The Fighter. And last but not least from Big Lots, here's one that I never would have paid full price for, but it was down to $5. I picked up Vice. Now this is when Bruce Willis was entering into his I'm just gonna make money before I need to retire phase, and it also has Thomas Jane in it, who is awesome. So yeah, I don't have any idea if this one is gonna be any good or not. I'm guessing no, but it has an interesting premise. It says the future will not be modified. That's the tagline on this. And yeah, so it's a cool sci-fi premise. Maybe I'll enjoy it. It was, not too expensive. So if I get a little bit of a kick out of it, then it'll be worth it. So the last one I grabbed from Big Lots is Vice. All right, so outside of Big Lots, the first one here, actually, technically it's used because it was at Second and Charles, but you can see it's brand new. Another one for my Masters of Horror collection. This is Dance of the Dead. And this one is directed by Tobe Hooper, and clearly it has Robert Englund in it, which is awesome, along with Jonathan Tucker, whose name I don't recognize, I guess, but I'll probably recognize him when I see him. But anyway, yeah, so I've mentioned it before. I'm trying to collect all of the Masters of Horror films in my collection, and I went to Second and Charles in July, I guess it was, and they had a couple that were brand new, and I grabbed those. I just missed this one when I was there, because it must be from the same person. So yeah, excited to add Dance of the Dead to my Masters of Horror collection. Alright, so that's the only DVD. Now jumping over to Blu-ray, I'll start with the review that I just posted most recently. Rob Zombie's The Munsters, the reboot from this year. Brand new this week as of filming, and I watched it and reviewed it. My thoughts are, it's like a 20-minute review of this whole Blu-ray, so check that out if you're interested, but I enjoyed it. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I had a good time with it. I'm the only positive review I can find of this on YouTube. So whatever. I had a good time with it. It is what it is. Check out my review for my full thoughts. This is Rob Zombie's The Munsters. Here's a random one I picked up off of Amazon. It went down to like $5, and it sounds really cool. Of course, I've heard of the movie before, but I've never seen it. This is Fantastic Voyage from 1966, and it's actually the film debut of Raquel Welch. So I thought that's pretty cool, and it's a sci-fi adventure film. So I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. Like I said, I've heard really good things over the years, but I've just never seen it before. So for $5, I added Fantastic Voyage to the collection. The next 3 Blu-rays I actually picked up from Best Buy, and this is a movie, this first one, is one that somebody recommended to me probably last year at some point, saying, hey, it's good, get it if you can, and I've just been waiting for this price to go down, because it's been expensive. It finally dropped down to like $8. This is Underwater, and this one has Kristen Stewart, Vincent Cassel, and TJ Miller. Kristen Stewart is an excellent actress. I really love what she does, and so I am super intrigued to check this one out. This is a sci-fi thriller. I believe it's going to take place underwater, and I'm all about that. So yeah, this looks really cool. I've heard good things, and it finally dropped to a good price, so I'm really happy to pick this one up. Cannot wait to get around to this one. This is Underwater. This next one was totally an impulse buy, but I've seen it in the past and thought, man, I really should own that movie. I've not seen this one either, but it's one I definitely want to check out soon. This is a Ron Howard film, executive produced with George Lucas, Willow. So this is like a very big, like 80s staple for a lot of people, but I've never seen it before, and it looks like a lot of fun. It always looked interesting to me, so it's one that I just wanted to add to the collection. I could watch it on Disney Plus, of course, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, so I figured it was like $6 or something, so I figured, yeah, let's pick it up. I was at Best Buy. It was an impulse buy. Why not? This is Willow. And then the reason I went into Best Buy was to price match Amazon, because this was marked down to like $10 or something on Amazon. A recent horror film, a horror comedy, Studio 666. So this one looks super interesting to me because it's a horror movie where the main cast is the Foo Fighters, the music band, like the band. I don't know why I said it weird. But yeah, so it's Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Foo Fighters move into an Encino mansion steeped in grizzly rock history to record an album, but of course it's going to be a haunted house. I've heard really good things about it from the few people that I know that have seen it. So really excited to pick this one up. Had to grab it when it dropped down to such a low price. So happy to add Studio 666 to the collection. And that's the last Blu-ray I picked up. So let's jump over to the 4K releases now. I'll start with the two that I did a review on already. The first one here is Crawl. Now, this is one that, again, there's a full review of this 4K release on the channel. I love this movie. It is such a great film. It's so much fun, over the top, crazy alligator survival disaster film. It's awesome. I love it. The 4K itself, that is totally questionable. Check out my review for my thoughts on that one. But yeah, great movie. Highly recommend this one if you've not seen it. So happy that they finally released this one on 4K. This is Crawl, directed by Alexander Aja. Alexander Aja. I have no idea why I said that so weird. And then the other 4K review from this month is another horror classic. This is Friday the 13th. I was so happy that this one was finally getting a 4K release, and honestly, the 4K does a really good job. So this is one, it is a very divisive picture on this one, as I predicted in my review, but I enjoyed it. I thought it looked really good. So another one, check out my full thoughts in the my 4K review if you want to hear more. But love this movie, a great release here. This is Friday the 13th. These next two were on my top 5 most anticipated, but I've just not gotten a chance to get around to them yet. The first one here is the 25th anniversary release of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I love this movie. This one and Scream are why I am a lifelong slasher film fan. I cannot wait to visit this one. You can see it is still sealed, but I will definitely be getting around to this one in the month of October. Cannot wait to see how this 4K looks. I'm so excited about this. I believe this one is also, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, so super excited to get to this 4K. But yeah, very, and the fact that this is celebrating its 25th anniversary, wow, I am old. That's just nuts to me. But yeah, great movie. Excited to have the 4K. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Last but not least for this past month is a boutique label release that I've yet to watch any reviews on it because I don't want it to sway my opinion heading into it. But looking at the thumbnails, it doesn't look like a lot of people really like this release. This is from Scream Factory, Evil Dead. Now, this is one that, if I'm not mistaken, has no new additional special features. There's no Blu-ray disc included, and there's no digital copy, which obviously it's a Scream Factory. But yeah, so I don't know exactly why people aren't loving this, but I'm still excited to get around to it and check it out. I do hope to have a review of this in the coming weeks here in the channel. It's just a matter of getting around to it. So yeah, I love this film. It's my favorite of the Evil Dead franchise, as I said in my anticipated releases video. I think this one's fantastic, so I had to pick it up. Very excited to get around to Evil Dead from Scream Factory on 4K, and that is going to be the last one that I picked up in September. Alright, so those are all of the new items I picked up in the month of September. I do have a big stack over there of used items I've grabbed from Disc Replay over the past month, and oh my goodness, Disc Replay has been amazing lately, so I cannot wait to share that stack with you guys. But anyway, let me know here if there's anything that I've yet to see that I need to move to the top of the list, because I love getting those recommendations from you guys, so thank you so much for leaving those. And like I mentioned, there are 3 of these in this stack that I did full reviews on, 2 4K reviews and a Blu-ray review, so if you want to check those out, definitely check on the channel for those, because I do, much more expanded thoughts on all of those releases. But anyway, guys, that is it for today. So if you enjoyed this one, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this one. And I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.